Hello everybody, welcome to my channel. Before starting my video, if you didn't subscribe my channel, please do, and do not forget turn on notifications as I'm sharing great content for you all the time. Alright, in this video we're going to we're going to complete our event handling, and we're going to do a couple of tests to update customer balance and send email method using send email method, and let's see if they are working after I completed my domain event overriding on app DbContext. Okay, previous the before lesson is that I did changes. Now I'm going to show you what I did and I'm going to explain step by step. Let's go to infrastructure, let's go to app DbContext. First of all guys, I add private read-only iPublisher, comes from MediatR. Once I add it, I inject this publisher to my constructor, and we have a warning here. What was that? So I'm going to just delete it. I think it's unnecessary constructor, empty constructor. If we get an error when we try a migration or something, we can bring it back again, and let's try it and see what's gonna happen, but I'm assuming it won't be a problem. So we have up and running constructor here. So we add our publisher, we inject it into our constructor, and let's continue. I did an override for save changes, and I create a private method which is called publish domain events. After I save changes, I'm publishing these domain events. Then these published domain events going to catch by handler, and it's going to be do a database manipulation, and it's going to be save changes again and try the published domain events again, but at that time there is no more domain event in our classes, so it won't trigger it again. Let's see how it's working in this method. Okay, so basically we are looking the change tracker, which is you can consider this change tracker. It's just keeping the records, all entity records, and just tracking the all entity changes. But we are telling this change tracker just have a look the changes on base entities, and in these circumstances our all entities inherit from base entity, so we are just looking for the entity, our tables, entities change status. Perfect. So we're just selecting the entity itself, and once we select the entity itself, we are getting domain events. Yeah, so for example, just imagine if we do some changes, if we create an invoice, yeah, so it's just tracking the invoice entity from change tracker, and this invoice create entity has a raise invoice created event as well. So basically we're going to get invoice entity and we get the domain events inside it. Then we are assigning these events a variable, and we're clearing all domain events. Why are we clearing all domain events? Once is handling this event handling on handler, so this save changes is going to be triggered again, and this publish domain event is going to be triggered again, and I don't want my events duplicated again and again. So I'm just clearing it, then I'm returning my domain events as a list. Once I get my all domain events as a list, I'm just iterating it and publishing them one by one. Once they are published, our handler going to catch these events and initialize the logic in there. Perfect. Let's have a look. Invoice create handler, features, invoices, commands, create invoice event handler, domain event handler. Alright, I add here as tracking as well. The original code I wrote in our previous lesson, there is no S tracking, but while I was testing it, I get an 500 error because the getAll method, let's have a look together, guys. GetAll method has we need to go definition or implementation. Yeah, as not tracking. It means it won't be tracked and the changes won't be saved. So we are just using getAll for listing methods, right? So but in these circumstances I'm using getAll method to use include, to use first of default async, and I'm adding as tracking to enable tracking the changes for this section. Alright, perfect. And I just realized I forgot to add cancellation token as well. Let's add it by the way. And perfect. And if when we trigger this handler, and the data will be manipulated and the data will be changed. And as you can see, we have another commit async here, which is bringing us a save change again, and the save change will be triggered one more time, and the publish domain events triggered one more time. When it came here again, the domain events, get domain events section will be empty because we cleared all domain events in our previous process. I'm assuming you understand everything. Now I am going to try and I'm going to show you everything step by step. But before that, I'm going to check other handlers, see if there is an error or something. Customer created domain event handler. So we're using get by ID async. It won't be any problem here because the get by ID is tracking all the entities. It seems all good to me. Alright, let's close everything. So we updated our DbContext. We updated our handler. Let me have a look. Is there any changes did I done? So domain event handler invoice response. Is there any changes in response? No. Let's delete changes. Perfect. We don't do any changes. Okay, let's run the application and see the results. By the way, at that time, if you remember previous lesson, once we create an invoice, we're receiving a null customer. It's really weird because after lesson I tried a couple of times to add an invoice. The customer never became null. It must be something glitch or something maybe. I don't understand what happened, but it seems working to me right now. Let's try again, see if it's working and what's gonna happen. First of all, I'm gonna have a look at my customer. Where's my customers? Oops, sorry. I'm going to have a look quickly to my customers. I'm waiting. Okay, so we have two customers. The balances are 0, and I deleted all invoices to make the data consistent. Let's have a look to all invoices. It must be 0, empty. Okay, we don't have any invoices. Let's have a look how many products we have. Execute. As you can see, we have 3 different products in our catalog. Now I'm going to create an invoice, see the changes. Let's close it, post, try it out. PO number, let's say PO 12345, very creative PO number, yeah. And the customer, I'm going to get the future solution limited, and let's scroll down. The customer ID has been implemented. Let's add a couple of products. I'm gonna add 100 cement. This is the cement. Let's add 100 cement, and I'm going to add, let me have a look. Let's add some glue. Yeah, perfect. Let's add 200 and 120 glue. Let's execute and see what's going to happen now. Alright, so perfect. So this is the ID of invoice, this is the PO number, this is the customer informations, ID, title, and there's everything. So balance is 878.2, which is exactly the invoice balance. And as you can see, we are updating now the customer balance using our handler. Let's have a look our customer results. Let's execute again. As you can see, now we have a customer balance for Future Solutions Limited. Now I'm going to add another invoice. Let's say 44444. I'm just gonna change the numbers. I'm gonna keep the same things. Let's execute. As you can see, the balance is raised and the invoice balance is 513.2, and this is the same customer. The invoice balance is being raised accordingly. Let's execute. The balance has been raised again. Perfect. It seems it's working. Is there anything am I going to do? Let me have a quick look. And as you can see, it is not becoming null. It's just bringing us the data accordingly. So I guess I must be confused or something. I'm not quite sure. It seems quite perfect to me. Anything else should I do? This is the post invoice. Let's have a look at all invoices again one more time. As you can see, these are the all invoices created against the customer, and we can see the current balances of customer at that moment. And 878513, and if you add them to each other, you will able to reach that number anyway. Yep. So we have get invoice put. Let's have a look to get one invoice. I'm gonna get this invoice ID, Control C. Let's test it one more time. Execute. Perfect. It seems all good to me. There is no problem at all. Perfect. Alright guys, I'm going to stop the application here. Do not forget to amend changes what I did. And let's go to Solution Explorer, minimize everything. Alright guys, now I'm going to make a small changes in our result pattern to make it much more efficient. It's about an update on error property. Let me go to domain and let's have a look at entities. Sorry, abstractions and result. As you can see, we're returning dictionary, but this is really less effective way to keep in errors. Now I'm gonna change it with keeping DTO. So I'm going to create a new class, public class error, and this error going to keep a string error code, and I'm going to keep list string, and it is going to keep the error messages. Now I'm going to update my result pattern. The property is going to now keep error DTO, and let's fix our constructor. So the first one is fail with one error, so we're going to create just new, let me have a look, new list, right? This is, yeah, this is going to be new error. So I'm going to define error code is going to be error code, and error messages, this is just one error message. So I'm going to initialize a list here, and I'm going to put my error message in this list. Perfect. So let's continue with the fail with many errors. I'm going to change the description of error with the error DTO. It's all done. Now let's go to our methods and fix our methods. Basically, I'm gonna change my dictionary to error and all fixed now. We don't have any issue. We won't have any issue because we're keeping the parameter of the methods, and it won't be any problem. And if you rebuild your solution, you will see we don't have any problem. I hope. I'm waiting now my application to be rebuilt. Let's see. 5 succeeded, 0 failed. We're not able to test it yet. When it came to creating our exception middleware, we will test it very frequently, and we will see how it's gonna look like when it came to representing to the customers, guys. Alright, perfect. Now I'm going to finish lesson here. Let's save everything, close everything, minimize everything, and I hope you like my videos, and please do not forget crush the like button, and do not forget to drop comment below video, as YouTube algorithm always using these inputs to make more visible our videos. Take care of yourselves. See you on next lesson, guys. Bye bye.